And so please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
Well, like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here?
like this guy.
Is this
No,
is this really happening? He met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now that you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
so
fair.
You're more in the category like Luther Arnold. Name?
My man.
Okay.
Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic. That's great, partner. You two ever go outplace everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go, we head to Kroger's and we work.
Oh, yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God. And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes
can
first.
you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
How
I
do you do it?
mean,
Teach
the
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you know you gotta get the smile. Smile going on some shoes, but you know.
Wait, hold up.
You got.
I gotta
when
try
it's
this
time,
with
when,
you.
it, when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try
you
this
gotta
with
think
you.
of something funny and start laughing.
Do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
Wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Find somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Yes. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Jack. Good morning, everybody. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, thriving Thursday. It is Thursday, y'all. You got one more day. You got one more day to get through. And then guess what? It's the weekend, y'all. It's the weekend, y'all. Hey, it's the weekend, y'all. Hey, it's the weekend, y'all. Hey. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a beautiful, wonderful day. I hope you guys are having a fantastic one. There's a few things we got to talk about. There's a few things that will be, we're going to be discussing about today. Might open the lines a little bit later on in the show. Excuse me. To get your opinions on all the stuff that we're going to be talking about today. There's quite a bit of things to talk about. But before we jump into that, hey, man, we got our brother Jackie Buck in the house. What's up, man? Wadaguan?
Hey, man. How's it going? Good to see your face.
Good to see you, too.
Person. Well,
yeah.
in person enough, you know?
Yeah, man. In person enough. Exactly.
I know all my friends in 2D, you know? Like.
Right. Yeah. No kidding. No kidding.
You almost got you.
You almost got me, bruh. You almost got me. But yeah, no kidding, though. No kidding. It's wild how much we see each other but not see each other, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it's it's nuts. It's nuts how much we see each other but not physically see each other. But hey, I gotta be straight funky. I mean, I'm really, really happy that we have this kind of platform, because without it, I probably would be going insane. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Without having that human interaction, being able to see people, being able to talk to people. You know what I'm saying?
It's an out.
Say it again.
It's an outlet, you know? Like, it's being able to have a connection.
Yes.
So, as long as your internet connection's there.
Yeah. Don't speak too soon now. Yesterday, everything just went like it just dove. It just nosedived as far as the internet. Everything was running just fine until near the end of the show, and everything just went to crap. So hopefully it won't do that to us this time. I'm hopeful.
Cross some fingers.
Yes. Ed also should be on the show today. I don't know what happened. Maybe he overslept. Maybe whatever. Hopefully he'll be on a little bit later on in the show. So keep an eye out for him. He'll be back. He'll be around for sure. But man, Jack, how you been? You've been gone for a while. I know a lot of people are going. Debbie is in the house. What's up, Debbie? She's like, Jack. Debbie? So what is going on? What have you been doing for the past few days? Because a lot of people are thinking like they thought that you just quit the show. You know how it is. No. You know how dramatic people can get. So let me know what you think. Or let me know what's going on.
So, I do a couple other things outside of the show, and one of the things I do is work with a construction company, like a general contractor, and a lot of times some insurance claims have to go through, and we go and look at some roofs and just exteriors of properties and whatnot, and I don't dictate that timing of when those things go on. So occasionally they get scheduled during the mornings, and when that happens, we kind of cross paths here, and I got to feed the family, and so I got to go do some other work, and then make do with what we can. But most of the times it's been working out to where everything's scheduled in the afternoon. So I get the pleasure of seeing your face in the morning.
Haha, yeah, man. Same here. Get to see your face. every morning. It's always a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's never a bad thing. You feel me? Never a bad thing, you know? But hey, you know, I'm going to say good morning to some people. You know what I mean? Some people are in the house. I'm glad. Hey, but real quick, I'm glad you were able to secure the bags. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm glad you were able to get the monies and do what you need to do for your family. You know what I'm saying?
Got to pay them bills because we stimulus checks they haven't been coming. So, and you know, and I'm not unemployed, so I don't get those unemployment benefits. And you know, and it's is what it is.
I feel you.
So.
I feel you, man. You know, secure the bags however way you can. You feel me? So I wanted to say this too really quick. It was really, really great. Last night was really, really great to have everybody on. We did something really cool. Some people just came in and Skyped in. I was able to do like a Skype call type of conversation with everybody, with people who are part of the chat. It was really great to see some of your faces, because you know, a lot of you guys, I don't know what you guys look like or even sound like. So the fact that some of you guys were able to come in, conversate with us or with me, and just talk about whatever was on your mind, and just have a conversation, a discussion about things was really, really dope. So again, I just wanted to say thank you to Joseph and to Brady B-Man for being on. It really meant a lot, you know what I'm saying? And it spanned the country, you know, two completely different people from different demographics to different age ranges and all that stuff. It was really, really cool. So I'm thinking I'm going to be doing that again tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Yes, there will be a subject matter, something to talk about, but I would love to hear your voices, hear your thoughts. You know, where you guys can Skype in, have a conversation with me. We could chop it up and all that too. And of course, you can still call in, but it's a lot more fun. It's a lot more doper when you guys get to Skype in. You know what I'm saying? It's really cool when I get to see you guys' faces. So I just wanted to say that really quick before we jump into all of this stuff. All right. And so you can Skype in with the Pascal Show Skype. So if you can, please go download Skype and call me. You know what I mean? Skype in. Let's do a video chat. You know what I'm saying? Tonight, that'd be a lot of fun. All right? But anyway, real quick.
The video phone.
Yes, the video phone. Yes. Isn't that a song? Isn't that a song? I don't know. Anyway. It's a song.
Radio killed the video, or the video killed the radio star?
Something like that. But no, there's another one. Like, I think it's called Video Phone. But anyway, wow. I'm probably wrong. But anyway, definitely hit that like button down below if you're having a good morning, if you're enjoying the day already, or for those of y'all who are overseas, if you've already enjoyed the day already, hit that like button down below. If you're the first time checking out this show, crush that subscribe button. We are working our way we're marching towards 10,000 subscribers, y'all. We are past the 9,000 threshold. Yes, we are. We are in the nines, baby. In the nines, baby. Yeah. And I'm excited about that. Real quick, good morning, Marcellus. Good morning, Melis, I think, on Periscope. Good morning, Gecko. What's up, man? Tanu Vane, good morning. The Lonely Banter, good morning. Let's see. Malia, hello. Why did I say hello like you're British? You're not. Good day. Good day, mate. All the way from Australia. To Doogie, what's up? Also, by the way, I appreciate you writing out the lyrics to the entire theme song this morning. I really appreciate that. So shout out to Doogie. You know what I mean? Tanu Vane, what's up, mang? Debbie, my sweetheart, my queen. Hello. Good morning. Anyway, let's jump into these news stories, okay? We got a story that has been very, very interesting. Now, we already know that Donald Trump has already known about the virus, right? We already knew that he knew about the virus. If he didn't know about the virus, we would be dead. You know what I'm saying? We'd all be dead, right? So now there is audio files out there saying that he knew about the seriousness of the virus, but he tried to downplay it because he wanted to try to downplay it to the public. Jack's got the story. Speak on it, bruh.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those situations, right, where, you know, it's being played off as a situation where everything was downplayed because he didn't want to cause a frenzy among the American public and the world. But the way that he is like saying that, because in this like book that's coming out from Woodward, and like he's actually on audio saying this stuff, but he calls it deadly stuff. He said he intentionally played down the virus because he knew he didn't want to cause a frenzy. And and I was reading this stuff, and I was like, and it says that he downplayed knowing how deadly it was, but I don't think he just downplayed it. When you come out and you tell people it's a hoax, and you come out and you say that it's it's not even here, it's going to disappear, like that's not downplaying. That's like misleading. That's like pulling the wool over someone's eyes.
Right.
And that's the two sides right now are going against each other. I mean, there's Republicans that are really concerned about the way that Trump responded to the pandemic. There's Democrats that are really concerned, but both sides agree that things could have been a little bit better at the beginning. To how forthcoming the government was about how bad the virus could get and has gotten. And it's 190,000 people in the U.S. that have died. So that's not
and
downplaying.
counting.
And counting.
We're not. Let's not forget. Oh, and also the shutdown of an entire country, and people out of work, which is the cause of all the stuff that's going on in the streets. And not only just it adds on to all the causes, all the things that are going on in the streets as well. Let's not forget all those things. You know what I'm saying? It's like what I talked about last night on last night's show. It's a domino effect. You see what I'm saying? It's unemployment, unrest. People are wondering where they're going to get their money. Now people are starting to get evicted. There's evictions happening now. So people are getting thrown out in the streets. They're forced to wear masks to go into public places. They can't even go to a movie theater the same anymore. I mean, it's all these things, bang, 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 back to back to back to back to back, that start getting to the point where it's like, all right, yes, why wasn't he talking about the seriousness of this in the very beginning so that we can go after this head on? But what I find very interesting is the fact that he literally, I'll say this though. I was very, very surprised on how he admits it. Take a look.
Please go ahead. You have a question?
Having spoken to these candidates, can you address the concerns from the Woodward book in regards to whether did you mislead the public by saying that you downplayed the coronavirus and that you repeatedly did that in order to reduce panic? Did you mislead the public?
Well, I think if you said in order to reduce panic, perhaps that's so. The fact is, I'm a cheerleader for this country. I love our country, and I don't want people to be frightened. I don't want to create panic, as you say, and certainly I'm not going to drive this country or the world into a frenzy. We want to show confidence. We want to show strength. We want to show strength as a nation, and that's what I've done, and we've done very well. We've done well from any standard. You look at our numbers compared to other countries, other parts of the world. It's been an amazing job that we've done. I think it's very sad in many respects because the incredible individuals working so hard on it, including our vice president, they've done this great job. They haven't been acknowledged by the news media, and they should, for the job we've done, whether it's ventilators, and now you'll see very soon with vaccines and with therapeutics. The job we've done has been incredible. But we don't want to instill panic. We don't want to jump up and down and start shouting that we have a problem that is a tremendous problem, scare everybody. And I'll tell you the other thing, we immediately started buying all over the world. We started buying masks and gowns and everything else. And we don't want to cause pricing to go up to a level that becomes almost unaffordable. So, yeah, in that sense, I agree with it. Yeah, please.
how do you reassure the American public going forward that they can trust what you're saying?
Well, I think that's really a big part of trust. We have to have leadership. We have to show leadership. And the last thing you want to do is create a panic in the country. This was a horrible thing. It was sent to us by China. Should not have happened, should never have happened. This is a disgusting, terrible situation that was foisted upon us. And we have to show, we just don't want to use, the best word is panic. We don't want to have to show panic. We're not going to show panic. And that's exactly what I did. And I was very open, whether it's to Woodward or anybody else. It's just another political hit job. But whether it was Woodward or anybody else, you cannot show a sense of panic, or you're going to have bigger problems than you ever had before. Please.
Interesting. Interesting, y'all. You know, hold on, Jack. I'm going to throw you up here real quick. What were you going to say, Jack? What were you going to say? What were you going to say? What were you going to say?
You know, it is interesting because I'm seeing Michelle Smell is saying, you know, she calls BS. He's constantly talking about how scary the left is, how Biden is a Trojan horse for socialism, how scary immigrants are, et cetera, and saying that Trump loves to create a panic.
Right.
And that's really, if you look at his entire administration, every month there's been some kind of fear mongering at some point, from against the left.
But let me ask you this though. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
That's all right.
But is this fear mongering though? Him admitting it, is it fear mongering? Is it considered fear mongering?
But I'm just saying that he's thrived off of panic.
Right.
So this is saying, "Oh, I don't want to create a panic." Well, that's kind of it's hypocritical.
Facts.
His excuse doesn't hold up, and it's a and again, I go back to if he was just downplaying it, he would have just been more to the point of. These are the things you need to do to take care of yourself, but instead of downplaying it, he made it sound like it was non-existent.
Yeah,
like he made it seem like it was a hoax. He made it like those first couple months there, it wasn't a big deal at all. Then that's not downplaying it. That's misleading people. Like, and if he knew, and that's what Biden's going after right now, is saying, look, if he knew how serious it was when it was first coming over here, and he was informed about it, and he's going out to the American public and saying, hey, no, this is a hoax, it's going to disappear, oh, it's going to be gone by Easter. And then everyone's like, well, how do you know? Oh, wouldn't it just be nice? Wouldn't it just be nice if it was gone by then? I just don't know. I'm just saying. Oh, it's going to be gone by the election.
True.
Oh, we're going to have a vaccine by the election. We're going to have, like, it's a...
Which they're saying is highly unlikely now. They're saying that a vaccine by November 3rd, by election day, is highly unlikely. It's almost like just trying to make a miracle happen. But here it is. Now, let me ask you guys this, all right? Because, in no way, shape, or form am I trying to defend Trump, okay? But a question does present itself, all right? When someone is the leader of this country, right, is finding out about some crazy disease or crazy virus that nobody knows about, has no idea what it does, it's coming to America, what do you do? Do you go out there and cause panic and chaos, or do you stifle it? Now, this is the question I put out to everyone. Like, if you were in his shoes, would you just go, hey, there's this thing called COVID, we all gonna die? Or it's, hey, there's something going on, we don't know what's going on with it, we're trying to figure it out, it's all good, it's nothing really that big of a deal, blah, blah, blah. This is the only question I pose to, this is just a playing the devil's advocate question. Instantly I go, personally, I'm like, why the heck wouldn't you tell the general public, the American public, that there's this virus that's invading the country, and ish might get real? But there's the other side of me that says, well, do you want, you know what I'm saying? Do you want absolute pandemonium in the streets already, right off the bat? Or kind of go, hey guys, there's these things, it's happening, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's all I want to pose and throw out to you guys. What are your thoughts on this particular situation? If you were in his shoes, what would you do? Now, I just saw Lonely Banner say, you don't go saying it's a hoax. Facts, baby. That's full facts. He bad choices, bad choice of words. You know what I mean? Bad choice of words for sure. But at the same time, if you weren't Trump, let's just say you're not Trump. You are your own self. You are your own individual. Would you downplay it a little bit so that people don't lose their minds? Or do you just start going, hey, everybody, we don't know what this virus does. It's killing elderly, your grandparents. Run for your lives. Every man for himself type thing. You see what I'm saying? So comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. You know what I'm saying? But the hoax thing is very, very good point. Lonely Banter said something that's very, very good. It's a very good point. Go ahead, Jack.
Let's not forget, before it became really prevalent over here, China, one of the largest countries in the world, most populated, shut down. The entire country.
Yeah.
Like, majority of, like, the southern, like, half of the country shut down.
Facts.
And then we're saying it's not a big deal. Like, you know what Canada did? They said, hey, we're going to we're going to pause mortgage payments for a year, and we're going to give everybody money every month until things are figured out.
Right.
Guess what that does? It doesn't create a panic. It stops deaths. It stops people from going out and acting like life is normal, because it's not.
Yeah.
And that's the big issue, is that like, using words like hoax and saying it's just going to disappear and it's going to be gone when the heat comes, and like him guessing when he's talking to the American public, as opposed to bringing like facts and just like putting out these hopes. Like, that's the issue. And it's like, because if you acted like, another country that has, a care for their people, that's going to go ahead and have less like deaths overall, you take that upfront hit and you say, hey, we're going to figure this thing out.
Yeah.
But you don't act like it's not existent.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel you completely on what you're saying. I feel you completely. You see what I'm saying? I feel you completely. I'm just trying to play a little bit of the devil's advocate here in regards to the situation and what is going on. It just seems, because we could easily just roast him. We could easily just go in. But I'm like, wait a second. No, I want to hear from people. In fact, I want to hear from you guys. The phone lines are open right now. Give us a call. What are your thoughts on this situation? Give us a call. 314-766-4581. What do you think? If you were in his shoes, would you have downplayed it or keeps it real? Give us a call. 314-766-4581. Give us a call. Pick up the phone.
You remember like seeing photos for those first couple of months where people were just literally collapsing and dying in the street in China?
Yep. Remember that?
That's kind of like comparing and saying, hey, go into the mall. There's an active shooter in there.
Right.
But it's not a big deal. He's just going to go. And those bullets, they don't really kill you. They just kind of hurt you a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
They might not even be real bullets. Like, the comparisons that you can do, when you bring it down to like a individual level, because it's all of us having our individual, risk assessments, right?
Right.
Saying, okay, who are we going to believe? What information are we going to take in? Where are we getting our sources from? What type of risk are we allowing ourselves to go take on a daily basis of who we interact with and what type of places we go out to? But if you're given different information and acting like everything's going to be fine, then then your risk assessment isn't right.
Right.
Because you don't know all the risks. You're being told one thing's not true when somebody else is telling you something else.
Right.
When the CDC and then your government are kind of headbutting, like, and you're supposed to sit here and go, which one's right? And the general public, some are going to lean one way and the other lean the other way. And that's the problem, is then you get people that are out and about acting like everything's fine and this, like, COVID doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
There's literally people out there right now that go into places, will fight people to not put on a mask, right?
Yeah.
Or literally kill people to not put on a mask.
Facts.
and because they think that this is something that is all made up and being forced upon them.
Still to this day, yet they're seeing
Yes.
people collapse, dying. They're seeing people in hospitals with this terrible, terrible virus. And it's very true. It's messed up that this is something that's been held out. That it was downplayed. And even when it was out there, people, when Trump really did put it out there, he was still denying it all then too. He still was denying it. He's sitting there like LB, Lonely Banner said, he played it as if it was a hoax. Like it was just something. And then it got seeped into all of his Trump supporters, all of his supporters, basically saying, oh, this is all fake. Hence the reason why now that Sturgis, that big motorcycle rally that they have each year, there was a huge spike within the Sturgis event. You see what I'm saying? People don't think that this stuff is real, that this is not something that is, not prominent and whatnot, that it's not a real thing. It's a plandemic. It's just trying to weed Trump out. It's not. It's not. This is the other thing, though. On top of that, with the whole Trump thing, if it's a plandemic, if this was a whole plan to get Trump out of office, wouldn't Trump just crank it up even more, crank up the volume even more, and just kick ass, do the best last 50-yard last leg of this term, the best he can, showing that, hey, this is, if it is a plandemic, just kick ass and take names, just be the dopest, best president you could ever be. But that didn't happen. That's not happening. You see what I'm saying? The fact that the fact that he is admitting it, I'm actually very surprised about it. Real talk, I am very surprised that he's admitting it. But at the same time, I'm kind of impressed, even though he's coming in with all these excuses and everything. He's still saying something. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't get him out of the woods. That doesn't get him out of the weeds here. I mean, it's bad. It's really, really bad. It's a crazy situation that I feel shouldn't have happened. But at the same time, my question goes to you guys. What would you do if you were in his shoes? Would you tell the world the truth right off the bat? Or would you downplay just a little bit so that there isn't panic and mayhem in the streets? Wait a second, that's already happening now. But anyway, I digress. Give me a call at 314-766-4581. We want to hear your thoughts on this. We want to hear your thoughts on this situation for show, for show. Don't be shy. Don't worry, we don't bite. We can't. We can't. You know what I'm saying?
We just can't.
Just can't. We can't bite you through the line. And also, we don't want to give you or get Rona. So it's not going to happen anytime soon. But give us a call, 314-766-4581. Let's see. I'm reading some of these comments here. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. Kiss said, remember when they called Trump racist for the China travel ban? The Democrats can't say that Trump underplayed it when they are on film criticizing his travel bans as racist. Yeah, I mean, he right when he got into office, he was doing travel bans, though. Straight off the bat. Had nothing to do with anything Rona related. Right when he got into it. I remember. You remember when the people were going to airports and protesting at airports because he was signing travel bans for Muslim countries. And there were literally protests at the airport. At airports, sorry. Protesting against the fact that Trump was signing a travel ban to Muslim countries. It's insane. Does anybody remember that? That's funny how that.
Yeah, but do you remember how long it took him to do it?
How long it took who to do what?
Trump to install that travel ban.
How long?
I mean, once it started, I mean, it was 2 months later. I mean, it wasn't like, hey, we heard the virus is coming from here and people are coming from this area. Like, China already closed all of its borders. And then Europe had areas that started closing off stuff, and then we did it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And it was already too late.
Yeah.
Like that. Like, yeah, sure. It didn't matter really that we closed that off anymore, because within the short amount of time afterwards, all the other countries are closing their borders to everybody. Like, and if we would have done that, on day one, that would have been one difference. But if you do it after the virus is already here, and you're doing nothing inside your own borders to control it more, sure, maybe you're stopping a few more people from coming in at different airports. But if you've only cut it off from there, by the time that people have already left, like the travel and the incubation period and all that stuff had already kicked in, and so people were already spreading it. And I think that first round of COVID that was over in China was stronger than what, eventually it now has mutated to here. Supposedly now it's easier for people to catch it, but then the symptoms aren't necessarily as bad. So over there, it seemed like it was really strong, and people were dying like crazy. Like that was like the mortality rate of what we were hearing, and we didn't even think that we were getting the true numbers from them.
Yeah.
So, because like there's people on there saying morgues were having places like stacking up with stuff outside and incinerators and all the things were running 24/7 and like just caskets all over the place. Like, so like people that were talking online versus what the government was putting out, and then those people were being shut down, and scientists that were speaking against the country were being, just disappeared. Like it might be less deadly now. And maybe that's why, you can say, oh, it was overplayed. Or I see a lot of these comments are saying that, over 2 million or up to 6 million people were supposed to die in the U.S. Well, guess what? We still have it going through the U.S. Just because we're at, almost 200,000 deaths doesn't mean that we won't continue to have more. Mm-hmm. And we also don't know the longevity of what happens after you've had it and how bad if people that went on to ventilators or ones that were really bad, if their lung capacity or the standing lung issues or any other issues within the body, and we don't know if it's something that flares back up later again in life. And so, I mean, vaccine really is what we need in order to ensure that we don't get to 6 million deaths. We have 6.38 million cases right now in the U.S. and 191,000 deaths. So, I mean, it's not a joke. It's here. And it's more deadly than that stuff that we've been dealing with for a real long time.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know. It sucks because we don't know.
1,000 people died yesterday.
1,000 people died yesterday. I mean, the thing is we don't know what's. I mean, we had no. I feel like the country did what it needed to do to stop a spread of something that we don't know the real answer to. As far as the response, it makes sense that the country did what it did. I ain't mad at the country for doing what they needed, what they're doing right now, or what they have been doing. It sucks. It absolutely sucks. But I don't blame them for doing what they had to do. Now, playing the same old song over and over and over again, doing the same procedure over and over and over again, that's another conversation. But how they approached it, I feel like, was what they needed to do. I think that if we continue to do it, there's going to be more and more people that are going to get sick, and more people are going to die. You look at things like, I'm going to segue into this, you look into things like schools that are, getting universities and schools that are getting kids that are getting sick by the dozens, by the hundreds now that are, in colleges, in schools. They're all like countless kids are getting sick like crazy because they're going to schools and they don't understand what's going on. You know what I mean? They don't know what the virus is all about and everything. So I mean, you know, I just it's such an interesting, it's a slippery slope, y'all, that we're in. And I think that Trump should have kept it real. You never know. By him saying the realness, maybe we could have had a head start on things before things got worse or before things got bad. Now I understand. Don't get me wrong. I get it that, you know, it's there's no way we could have been super prepared for such a thing like this. But at the same time, we could have had a leg up, maybe a little bit more preparation, a little bit more, you know, just doing what we need to do to prep or be to know what is coming for us, you know, what's coming into the country. But the only thing is yeah. The only thing is like, this is the bed we made. We might as well lie in it. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I mean, we are lying in it right now. We are most definitely lying in it. But this is the situation that we're in. And the only way we're going to be able to do anything is either comply to what we need to do, listen to what the our government officials are asking us to do, or I don't know, vote them out. That's the only other option here. So that's why I like to know, and the question goes out to everybody. It's like, you know, what are your thoughts on it? You know what I mean? You know, do you think that they're going out of, do you think that this is Trump is at a point of no return? Or do you give him mad props for being so honest about it, admitting it? You know what I'm saying? The other thing I'd like to know, inquiring minds would like to know, Woodward. Why would you have an interview with Woodward, of all people?
Yeah.
That's the other question. It's weird, right?
You thought that he was more pro-Trump.
What's really funny is that you sit down and you're like, oh, okay, sure. Like, imagine being interviewed like by an enemy. You know what I mean? By somebody who does not like you at all. Like, doesn't he have a team that does enough research to find out if he's for or against? Like, you're going to sit down with somebody and have this interview with this dude, with this journalist, and you're not going to do your due diligence to find out what kind of background this person has, if this guy is for you or against you. Just saying, if you got haters amongst you, you know what I mean? You got rats in your midst, right? Spies in your midst. Wouldn't you want to like make sure that before you sit down with said person that you are sitting with somebody who is gonna write well about you, write good things about you? You know what I'm saying? Like, this reminds me of that scene in Almost Famous, where the dude turns to the kid journalist and says, just make us look cool. Wouldn't he be doing that? Wouldn't his people be like, just make Trump look cool? You know what I'm saying? Woodward, can you just do us a favor? Just make him look cool. And if they're like, and if Woodward's like, hell no, I'm going to write the truth. Then it's like, Trump can't make it. He's busy. He's got an appointment kicking a golf ball on a course today. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Why would you sit down? That's dumb. Sorry.
Well, there's a 2018 book that Woodward put out, and like Trump was like, he didn't even interview me. He should have interviewed me about all this stuff, because like he was saying everything he wrote was fake news, and so he had it to where he wanted to actually sit down with them and try to speak his side. But having the audio of it makes it to one of those situations where he can't go back and say, oh, well, he misplaced my words, and he said that he has a book, but he hasn't read it. And he tried to. It's just really bad, and I don't know. It is interesting. I've seen some people saying that he's a narcissist, so he wants to.
I mean, don't we already know that?
He wants to confront it, and he thinks that everything, he literally thinks he doesn't do any wrong, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
At least that's the perception he puts out.
That is the perception that is put out there.
So doing the interview to him is strength. It's showing that he's willing to go and stand up against anybody that's talking out against him, and he can go and prove them wrong and convince them otherwise.
But when your excuse is, I thought he was going to write a good book about me, or I thought he was on our side, I thought he was on my side type of thing. That's bad. That's bad. He wasn't sitting there going, okay, sure. He bats for the opposing team. He's the enemy. Sure. Well, let me sit down with the enemy and let's have a conversation. Then I would be on my P's and Q's and making sure that anything that he's writing is not being, misconstrued or taken out of context. You see what I'm saying? I'd be so super freaking paranoid and anal about everything that is being said and the questions that are being asked. I'd have full control. If I was in his shoes and if I'm as narcissistic and all that, I'd make sure I have full control of that interview. Full control. I wouldn't even think twice about it. Be like, bang, let's do this. You know what I'm saying? Debbie just said Woodward took Nixon down. Hopefully he'll take Trump down too. So, but the thing is imagine about this guy. He is known for doing something like taking Nixon down, and you say sure to an interview, bruh. And you got the rest of the world, like the rest of the country, or, not the rest of the country, but a good portion of the country trying to take your ass down. And this guy took Nixon down. You're going to sit down with Woodward? Really? And you're going to sit there and go, oh, no, I thought he was on my side. I thought he was a pro-Trump. I thought he was going to write something good about. Hell no. You should know better than that. Damn. Come on, y'all. See what I'm saying? That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. Why would you do that? Why? But real quick, let's segue into this next thing, because this is such a weird week. And it's all within the same day, y'all. Like within the same 24 hours. I kid you not, my brothers and sisters. We got to talk about this thing. You got this story as well, Jack.
Yeah.
Nobel Peace Prize. Huh? Jack, what's going on with that? Because one moment this is out, you know what I mean? He admits it, and everyone's like, "Oh snap!" So he downplayed this mug, and now he's under fire for that. But at the same damn time, he's being nominated. Oh my God, for a Nobel Peace Prize! Please, just wow, just speak on it, man.
So a far right Norwegian official. Christian Tybring-Gjedde, I believe. That's a Gjedde. He is a member of the Norwegian Parliament, and he has nominated Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize. And he has cited the Israel-UAE peace deal. He's saying that, successively all the presidents in the United States have either started a new war or have gotten involved into an international conflict, and that Trump has not done that. And then he cited that he's done more things to bring peace about in different nations than any other U.S. president that's been sitting for quite some time.
Huh. So
he goes, for his merit, I think he has done more trying to create peace between nations than most other Peace Prize nominees. And this guy is a 4-term member of the parliament who also serves as chairman of the Norwegian delegation to the NATO Parliamentary Assembly. And he was interviewed by Fox News to discuss all this. In his nomination letter to the Nobel Committee, he said, Trump administration has played a key role in the establishment of relations between Israel and the UAE. As it is expected, other Middle Eastern countries will follow in the footsteps of the UAE. This agreement could be a game changer that will turn the Middle East into a region of cooperation and prosperity. So, the letter also cited the president's key role in facilitating contact between conflicting parties, and creating new dynamics and other protracted conflicts, such as the Kashmir border dispute between India and Pakistan and the conflict between North and South Korea, as well as dealing with the nuclear capabilities of North Korea. Indeed, Trump has broken a 39-year-old streak of American presidents either starting a war or bringing the United States into an international armed conflict. The last president to avoid doing so was Peace Prize laureate Jimmy Carter. So, the same guy also submitted a nomination for Trump in 2018, following the U.S. President's Singapore summit with Kim Jong-un. And Japan's prime minister reported they did the same, and Trump did not win at that time. So just because you're nominated doesn't mean that necessarily you're going to be the recipient. He said, "I'm not a big Trump supporter. The committee should look at the facts and judge him on the facts, not only the way he behaves sometimes. The people who have received the Peace Prize in recent years have done much less than Donald Trump. For example, Barack Obama did nothing," he said.
Okay, so here's the thing. This is the only thing I'm going to say about this. Okay, Nobel Peace Prize should be nominated or given to a person that is also bringing peace, not only overseas but also in its own country, in their own country. Okay, so if he's sitting there going, "Oh, he hasn't started any wars, he hasn't done anything," there are wars going on American soil right now as we speak. All right. There are little civil wars going on American soil right now as we speak. There are plenty of issues that are going on in this country, our own country as we speak. So sure, he's over there overseas making things happen with Israel and this, that, and the third, and he's not starting beef with North Korea or Russia or nothing like that. Sure, we can give him love about that. Fine. But what's going on in his own country? You see what I'm saying? Like, you could be the nicest human being outside to the rest of the world, to the public. But then when you go home and you beat your wife every single night, that's not cool. That's not right. America is his home. That is his home. That is his private domicile. And he's coming in and it's just chaos. There's nothing but just chaos in the streets, chaos, abuse, basically, going on in the streets. And is he doing anything to bring peace to his own country? I think not. So that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy that somebody's going to sit there and go, "Hey, let's give him that." Yeah, he's doing everything great overseas. What about his own country, man? What about his own country? You got another thing coming if you're thinking that's what's going to be. Nah, bruh. Nah. Then 2 seconds later, he's like, "I admit it. I just wanted to make sure we had enough masks. Didn't want to cause pandemonium in the streets." And then all of a sudden, Nobel Peace Prize. What? I'm sorry. I feel like there needs to be a balance. Not only you're doing great things out there and stopping America from having wars with other countries, but also how you conduct your country, and how you conduct things within your country. Not once have I seen him, and I know there's going to be a lot of people angry at me for saying this, but I have yet to see him do anything to quell the pandemonium that's going on in the streets. I have yet to see him do anything about that at all. He is using that for his election. He is just using that stuff for it. And as much as everybody else says, "Hey, that's not right," and Pascal, you're wrong, that's fine. We're all entitled to our own opinions. But from what I get, and I try to be as open as possible. I try to look on both sides of the fence, both sides of the story all the time. But I have yet to see him, to this day, try to say, "Hey guys, why don't we start having some peace out here?" I haven't seen that. I haven't. So, the heart of the country is bleeding. It's literally bleeding out right now. It's gray. like barely beating right now. And yet they want to give him a Nobel Peace Prize, but he can't even keep his own home in check. That is something, there's something wrong here. I'm sorry. There's something wrong here. It doesn't seem right to me. It just doesn't.
It's like a distraction.
The Nobel Peace Prize?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why it would be a distraction.
Like,
I think
do you think that Trump like knows the guy and talks with him and it's like, hey, I need this to be.
I need to look good so that because we're 8 weeks away from the election right now. I need to look good. So why don't you not nominate me for the Nobel Peace Prize because of the things that I've been stopping from happening in this from overseas. You know, I'm keeping the peace between America and them. Sure. Definitely. I don't know if it's a distraction, but it's definitely a move. It's definitely a move for sure. You know? The Lonely Banner said, define distraction. Yeah. I mean, I think...
it's a definite distraction.
Oh, definite. I thought it said define. Wow. Sorry. That's speed reading right there. Definite distraction. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, I could see that being that. Like, he's trying to do a Kansas City shuffle. You know what I mean? Everybody looks left while he goes right. You see what I'm saying? And that's literally it. You know? But at the same time, I think it's just it's a waste of time. But anyway, like I said, phone lines are open, 314-766-4581. Give us a call. Let us know what you think on all this stuff. Do you think that he deserves this? Deserves a Nobel Peace Prize? Of all things. Of all things. Give us a call, 314-766-4581. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this big time. So while you guys are mustering up enough courage to pick up your phone, and actually put it to your face and call us, we're going to go into a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.
Hey, take off Ms. Feinberg, I'd really appreciate it if you would close your legs.
Do you find it distracting?
Power, respect. Defensive is crazy in the streets. Deception, the fakers and leaks. Entertainers are trucking for tweakers and losing their self because their loves are unique. All of us under surveillance. There was a feeling that made it. Half of them stolen the road and they faded. They live in the world that's degraded for people that's constantly tainted.
But you see how he makes these S's in his body right here? That's where he's hanging on. And then he's moving forward with the locomotion of his ribs. That is classic Missouri rat snake right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab him before he gets into a hole. Now, these snakes are not biters. They won't bite as long as you don't squeeze them. If you just stop them like this, it'll freeze them, and then you just gently pull them back. As long as you don't squeeze them, they won't bite.
Yo, Mike, what's up, man?
Guy? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, so Sugar Fire.
Yeah.
Fully open, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much open. So you can't sit inside yet. Monday you can sit inside a little bit. We'll have 25% of the tables inside, and then we're letting it rip outside.
So I know that there's a lot of people really concerned about staying safe and all of that. So what are you guys doing in regards to that?
Well, we have extra people to clean and rub everything down all the time. Everybody inside's wearing masks. And we have those little stickers on the ground so everyone can stay 6 feet apart.
Right on.
The tables are all spaced out, inside and outside.
Sugar Fire, open in full effect right now. They're staying healthy, they're staying clean. Go get you a rack of ribs. Sugar Fire, open right now.
Thanks.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
You
Pascal perform tonight.
I can't make this interview boring because this
No,
man
it's
is
not
too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center, a professional nuisance wildlife management company specializing in providing animal removal for residential, industrial, and commercial clients. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. Exactly which animal are we dealing with? How is the animal getting inside the home? What kind of damage is the animal doing to the structure? Once we get the answers to all of these questions, we develop and write up an action plan to resolve the animal issue completely and provide a quote to implement that action plan. We perform a very in-depth 70-point wildlife inspection. From visually inspecting the highest point, the chimney, to physically crawling inside the attic space and looking for animals, chewed wires, fecal matter, chewed structural wood. We inspect everything. Our inspection process covers all of the following 70 points: animal-proof chimney cap, roof ridge vents, roof to soffit junctions, dormer fascia, attic gable vents, gutter lines, fascia trim, garage door, utility penetrations, water, gas, electric, and cable, bathroom vents, attic roof ridge vents, attic electrical, wiring, junctions, boxes, and lighting, concrete decks, additions, wooden crawl spaces, basement plumbing, penetrations, ceiling, floor, and wall. Wildlife Command Center's mission is to deliver the finest quality wildlife removal and pest control service that is safe for the environment. For more information, call us now.
Hey, welcome back, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and being part of the conversation. If this is your first time checking out this show, please go hit that like button underneath this feed right now if you're enjoying the conversation. And also, please hit that subscribe button. That would really mean a lot. All right? That would be dope. We do this show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I also do a night show where I get a little bit more interactive with you guys and everything at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, talking about all the things that we've talked about this morning or breaking news that happens throughout the day. You know what I'm saying. I also do some pop-up videos for those of y'all who don't know, for those of y'all who are just tuning in for the very first time and all that. So definitely hit that subscribe button and be a part of the Pascal Show posse. Be a part of that family. All right? But anyway, we got to jump into some other things. This is something completely left turn. Total left turn. Also, phone lines are still open, 314-766-4581. Definitely give me a call. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all the things that we're talking about right now. But there is some other new stuff. Man, football season starts today. Football, NFL is back in full effect. And I think there's a lot of people that are very, very excited about this. And I'm actually very curious to see how they are going to implement safety measures, to stop the spread of the corona, et cetera. I'm very interested to see what they're going to do, because they're not doing the bubble approach like the NBA and NHL. Like they're not doing the bubble at all. So I'm interested to see what they're going to do here in the very near future. I'm worried. I'm going to be straight funky. I am worried. I am very, very worried. I'm interested but worried. Why? Because that is a very full contact sport. they're not implementing any type of bubble. You know, their teams are gigantic. Teams are gigantic. So I'm interested to see what they're going to do to make sure that their players are absolutely 110% safe. Here it is. Baseball, same thing. There is no bubble. There are players that constantly get sick all the time. All of them coming back with positive test results, etc. So I'm interested to see what they're going to do with the NFL. Because of course, a lot of us are ready for some football. Literally, a lot of us are ready for some football. Get back to some sort of normalcy. But the fact that they're not implementing any type of bubble where they're making sure that everyone's quarantined off or anything of that sort, it's going to be a very interesting time, a very interesting season to see. Anyway, what do you think, Jack?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you put a whole bunch of people that are, breathing extremely heavily into each other's faces and, kind of very hands-on sport.
Yeah.
A lot of shoulder-to-shoulder contact. And then, I guess without crowds, but you still have all of the grounds crew. You have all of the sideline crew.
Yeah.
All of the managers, all the coaches. I mean, like you're saying, it's not like 10 people are out there. This is like 100 people, are present
Right.
still. And they had issues in the MLB locker rooms, and even in the dugout, being that close. So when you're on, at least here they're on the sidelines, but they're still all standing there. No one's 6 feet apart from each other.
Yeah.
Like if you watch all any video, you see they're kind of packed together, close, and they're along the sidelines and fill the entire sidelines. Are they still having cheerleaders? I imagine so.
Probably, most likely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're gonna have to play it smart with that too, because you just never know. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these football players like to mess around with the cheerleaders. So just saying, there's just gonna be it's gonna be interesting to see what happens here, for sure.
And what starts tonight with let's see, who's the first game going to be? It's Houston Texans versus Kansas City Chiefs. So the Chiefs are the the reigning champs right now.
Oh yeah. So
see if they hold on to it.
That's happening tonight.
See how good of a. So this is week 1 of 17. So I don't know. It's going to be. We'll just go week by week, right?
Right.
This may be week 1 of 1, or it could be week 1 of 17. They could play their full season that they have it all set up right now.
Yeah.
They did a virtual draft this year.
Yeah.
They skipped preseason, so things have been kind of delayed, but we're gonna see what happens. That's all we can do because it's going forward. So.
Oh yeah.
Now we're just going to deal with the consequences.
Here it is. They can't. Unfortunately, I mean, I do think that they can't afford to just stop a season and just wait till everything gets back to normal. But at the same time, they can't afford a season to just stop and not do things. So I mean, honestly, people want to see some football. People want to see some Super Bowl, and that's the other thing too. Well, I guess never mind. Super Bowl would be very interesting too to see this year. If we make it to the Super Bowl, that is, you know what I'm saying, in regards to the players and everything. I mean, like I said, these guys are willing to risk themselves, not only just on the field and getting tackled and putting their bodies through crazy stuff, but they're willing to put their lives on the line in regards to this Rona. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Football's fun. It's an exciting game. I know a lot of people that rock with football. I guess we're just gonna have to see what happens. I'm very interested to see what's gonna happen. I just hope that they do it. That they're doing whatever they can and they're doing it the smart way. I wish they could do a bubble and just keep it straight, easy that way. But we're gonna have to wait. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to wait and see. It seems like the NBA is doing very, very well with this bubble. they're killing it with this bubble. You know, they're able to get to doing the semifinals right now. They're able to get the job done. But unfortunately, NBA is significantly smaller than the NFL. So, like I said before, it'll be interesting to see how it all goes down. You know,
right? And again, like you said, are there going to be a whole bunch of asterisks? You know,
that's what I think. I mean, you know, well, it depends. I mean, this situation, it seems like, you know, like for example, MLB, they're traveling, they're going to different places and playing on other people's home turfs. They're not just stuck on one baseball diamond. Yes, they're not playing in front of, you know, thousands of people, you know, each day, each game, but they're still putting in the wear and tear of traveling, going to different places, that kind of thing. You know, so if we are to get to a World Series, I think it still counts. As far as NBA and NHL, like right now, the Stanley Cup finals are happening right now for the NHL. I just don't think it works. I still think that's just a bunch of asterisks next to the thing, you know, to the Stanley Cup. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the NBA finals. I just feel like they're playing scrimmage. You know what I'm saying? It just feels like scrimmage. It just doesn't feel the same. You know, it's like a basketball summer camp, you know, a hockey summer camp in a way. So, but like I said, I'm not going to throw, like, that's just my personal opinion. You know, we still need those things to keep going. You see what I'm saying? Like, we still need life to keep moving. And the only way we're going to be able to do that is to push and press forward. And if this is the way we got to do it, this is the way we got to do it. I mean, it'll just be really crazy if Mahomes, for example, gets sick with the COVID and then can't play.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Then it's like you don't have one of your best quarterbacks out there. You see what I'm saying? Or one of your best players out there, or some of the best players not on the field with their team, kicking ass and taking names and bringing home the W.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's
which
like,
is bringing home the money.
Which brings home the monies. So then you're like, dang, you're doing, man, does this count? You know what I'm saying? Like, your best player is not on the field, and that's the most crucial game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then you don't have the best player on the team. You lose that game, and then the team that would never have won ends up winning, or ends up going on to the finals, or goes to Super Bowl, all because your best player is sick as a dog. That's an interesting phrase, by the way. How's a dog sick? Sick as a dog. Does that make sense?
Because it goes up and like literally sniffs butts. It's sick.
I'm done, bruh. I'm done. But think about it. You know what I mean? Think about that. You got that kind of situation, and it could present in the NBA too, in the finals. It could. LeBron could get sick. Like, that was a little dusty. It can get like that. Suddenly, no more finals. The other team wins because you don't have one of the best players in the league not on that field, or on that court. That's crazy. So anyway, I mean, we've talked about that a billion times. You know what I'm saying? And we could talk about that, till we're dead, till we're blue in the face, till we dead. But interesting. Michelle Smales has said, how many players are going to end up with permanently decreased lung capacity because of this? That's a very good question, Michelle. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. It's like, do we really? That's why I keep going. Like, why couldn't all sports just take the year off and then just reconvene next season or something like that? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I mean, the Blues would still have their Stanley Cup, and but at the same time, it would be better than what it is right now, with people just getting sick and all that stuff, putting themselves in harm's way. Wait till the vaccine is real, be done with it, keep it moving. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, there's the league wants to make the monies. They're spending a lot of money, millions and millions, hundreds of millions of dollars on some of these players alone, on individual players alone, Mahomes, and they want to get their money's worth. So I get it to a certain extent, but I feel like there needs to be something. They need to put a bubble, do the bubble approach or something, you know?
Like put them in a bubble? Like put them in those balls?
Exactly, just the full-on thing, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's just something to think about. It's something to think about. I'm interested to see how football's approached this time and how it's going to be done. You know, how it's going to be done virtually, if it's going to be done virtually, if people are going to be able to be in the stands like virtually, probably not. You know, NBA really did something really cool with that. You know, that's the only team, or that's the only sport so far that's done an approach that's virtual. So you can see the audience, you know, in the stands in a way, but they're just watching through Zoom and stuff like that, which is really, really cool. You know what I'm saying? So I'm interested to see what they're going to do with the NFL and how they're going to approach things for sure. You know, it should be very interesting to see what happens. All right, moving on. We got to jump into this other story. It is part of our titles, one of our top stories of the day, and I find this very, very interesting. This is coming from the University of Michigan Dearborn. Well, they have been creating segregated online cafes. Okay, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Okay, so here it is. University of Michigan Dearborn issues an apology Wednesday for creating segregated online student cafes, one for white people and another for people of color. It says were intended to promote discussions about race and diversity. So a statement by the university near Detroit came after two virtual cafe events were held on Tuesday, with one advertised as a non-POC cafe, quote unquote, non-POC cafe, so that for non-people of color to quote unquote gather and discuss their experience as students on campus and as a non-POC in the world. Okay? The other one was dubbed as biopic, which is for Black, Indigenous, and people of color, and described as a space for quote-unquote marginalized racial, ethnic, cultural communities to gather and to relate with one another to discuss their experience as students on campus and in the world. Okay? So, this is a real thing. Abed Ayab said he is the legal and policy director of American Arab Anti-Discrimination Committee. He said that he understood the intention, but it could not have been done better. Obviously, he said it seemed that opportunity was missed intentionally. We know this is a mistake, but hope they move forward. So in its statement, UM Dearborn apologized for referring the online gatherings as cafes, saying they weren't intended to be exclusive or exclusionatory for individuals of a certain race. Okay, so the use of the word cafe was the cause of much confusion as people online thought the university was building two separate physical cafes to serve students, said the vice chancellor. And adding the sessions were one-time events, but he anticipates the dialogue will continue. The terms used to describe these virtual events and the descriptions themselves were not clear and not reflective of the university's commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion, the university statement said. So here it is, guys. We're in this world now. We're in a world now where a university gets I hate to use this word, but overly woke and says, hey guys, let's get together. But no. We need white people over here and we need BIPOC people over here to have a discussion separately. Okay, so here it is. It is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Why would you make something like this? Why would you create something like this and then suddenly retract it and go, no. We weren't trying to segregate, y'all. We weren't trying to segregate. We were just trying to have a open forum so white people could talk amongst other white people, and then other people of color can talk with themselves as well. Yeah, see? We're not trying to segregate. We're just trying to let our kind talk with our kind, and your kind can talk to your kind too. Let's just do that. Shall we? That makes no bloody sense. Okay, so this is the moment when, God, now this is when I'm going to start going into this thing. But this is the thing. This is the moment when you go straight up to the ultra far leftist narrative that's out there that is being taken way too far and saying, oh, no. Okay, so since we're so woke, this university's so woke that they have to go say, okay, only white people are allowed in this cafe so that they can discuss their inner problems with race and what's going on with the world. And then all the other people of color over here, go on over here and, do your conversation over there amongst yourselves. That makes no sense. If it is going to be a let's say overly super woke type of approach, wouldn't you just say, we're going to do a virtual cafe where everyone's going to be in the same room at the same time, and we're all going to talk about all of our issues together as one human race? Isn't that supposed to be the approach? But no. These people decide to go and say, hey, we're going to create these cafes, which, why would you call it a cafe? Doesn't make any bloody sense at all whatsoever. And we're going to say whites only, and then people of color only over here too. You know what I'm saying? So, so I'm curious. Is there like a virtual white porcelain toilet that they can piss in for the whites only, and then the people of color only get the outhouse or like a hole in the ground? Like, what's up with this, man? That makes no bloody sense. Does the whites only get the really good internet, and then the people of colors only get the really shoddy, crappy internet feed? You know what I'm saying? Like, it sounds really messed up. This is Jim Crow-ish. Real talk, y'all. What the hell is this? Jack, what's your thoughts?
Yeah. Some people, you can call it a mistake, but I think what the guy that you were talking about, the legal policy guy that's there, this seems to be done intentionally. I'm still interested to see who created these, like who is in charge of putting together these two different like groups. Like, was this a student committee that did this, or was this somebody within the administration that did it? Like, how did these two groups get formed? And I can't find out any information on that yet, but that's what I'm looking for. Because if there was a university that did it, and because a lot of people thought that the university was building two separate physical cafes, so it seems like the university was involved with it, but the way that they respond, saying that the terms used to describe it was not one thing or another. Was it part of a class? Was it a student union that was doing this?
Yeah.
And I think that kind of, I would like to know that, because I think it gives a little bit of context, right? Was it like the ethnic diversity group that put this together, or was this the like white power group that put it together?
Oh, I mean, from my understanding, it was not the white power. It wasn't like some extreme right-winged, like a white nationalist type of group of any sort. It literally was a group thinking that they were making the right choice where it's like, hey, you're going to be in a room, like a virtual room amongst your peers, you know, your white friends, so that you can speak freely about being white in America now, basically. People of color, you're going to be over here. POCs, you're going to be over here. You're going to talk about it, but you're going to talk about it amongst your friends, all your melanated friends. Literally. And instead of it being like, hey, let's just get all under one roof and we're going to talk about this together as one big virtual cafe, that's the approach that should have been done. I get it. I get why they might sit there and go, oh, well, I'm sure that there are some white people that will not feel comfortable being able to speak freely about their particular thoughts about what's going on in the country right now, if there are people of color in the room that may think completely against that. Or it's like, hey, white people, you could be in this cafe with other white people and don't worry about it because, hey, it's not going to be racist if you're talking amongst your white friends. And it's the same thing, vice versa, with the people of color thing as well. The people of color cafe. Hey, it's okay. You're going to be talking amongst your friends. So you can speak freely over here. You're going to be amongst your peers, amongst people that have melanin in their skin. So you won't be judged as harshly. You're going to be with your friends. You're going to be amongst your peers. So I get it to a certain extent, but it's stupid as hell when you say, hey, we're going to be doing a whites only cafe and a people of color cafe separately. That's stupid. That's stupid.
Come on over to NAMBLA. Here at the North American Man Boy Love Association, we don't judge you for loving boys. The general public thinks that all your thoughts about being racist, are one thing. So just come with our small group over here and you'll be fine.
Right. You're safe. You're safe amongst us. You're amongst your brothers. It's like, what? You see what I'm saying? And then you live, like, you have a university that already has to deal with racial tension within the school grounds regardless. Even before this stuff is going on, all universities have to deal with a lot of racial issues. You see what I'm saying? Because then it's a melting pot. Some students, it's for some white students and some black students, it's the first time that they're around other people that don't look like them. You know what I'm saying? So there's all this tension, all this craziness that's going on top of those campuses regardless. So then you add this on top of it, bad move. Bad move. Yeah, and Kish just said something that's very, very true. Are these morons even aware that not all minorities get along with each other? That is an actual fact. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, you can't sit there and think that, oh, if we just separate everything, it'll be fine. No, because there's gonna be people, like, think about it. You got right-winged, hardcore right-wing, white nationalists that would join into that whites-only cafe. But then you have the hardcore, extreme liberal, leftist liberal kids out there that'll sit there and be putting in, you know what I mean? It will just turn into a thing. You see what I'm saying? But then the same thing over on the people of color situation too. There are black conservatives and there's black liberals out there, hardcore liberals and hardcore conservatives that go all across this political bias spectrum. And of course, I'm not trying to just say black and white. I mean, I'm just saying people of color, just to span the melanin, you know what I mean? To stretch out the melanin, But then there's a lot of people out there that are biracial, half white, half black, half white, half Asian, half white, half Indian. So where do they go? Some define themselves on the Caucasian spectrum. and some do not. So are they invited to the whites only? Inquiring minds would like to know. So you're ostracizing a very large demographic there too. The biracial students that are out there. So it doesn't make any sense. The whole thing does not make any sense. It is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Why did they even created this thing blows my mind. I wish that professor or whoever came up with it did not smoke that weed right before they had this eureka moment, because it's whack. It's wrong and it's stupid. See, now this is just the tip of the iceberg of what could happen in the near future as well. If this became a thing, then next thing you know, there's going to be actual physical locations that are going to start doing stuff like this. And they're just going to say, it's my right. I can do whatever I want. It's like the old stuff is becoming the new stuff all over again. Think about it, y'all.
Yeah.
That is stupid, y'all. That's a special kind of stupid. That is a special kind of stupid. And the other thing is, I wonder how they're going to do, like, as far as like University of Michigan, Dearborn, I wonder how they're going to do as far as their applicants, as far as their students. Because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be like, I ain't coming back next semester. Just saying. If you're trying to implement white-only cafes, you're doing segregated cafes, virtual cafes, man, clearly you're not thinking thoroughly. It's trash.
I agree. It's like it's a step backwards. I mean,
Yeah.
I think they were trying to do something that was good, to try to allow for people to have a discussion, but then the way they went around about it was the wrong way. And you can't have a discussion about everything that's going on by separating people into different groups. Like, everyone needs to be involved with the discussion for it to be fruitful. You can't continue on having, different people talking about the other groups, about how that group's treating them or what they think about that group, and then separating into different rooms, because no one's ever going to, move on. Like, that's because then you keep on getting fed more and more information from the people that are maybe really against the other group. And it's hard to hear both sides.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I guess these things actually went on, right? They actually happened. Like these two different cafe sessions or whatever. I guess they actually happened, right? So I mean,
yeah.
Were they?
I mean, from my understanding, from my understanding that because this article that I have it just gave me that much. It didn't go any further. From my understanding, it did go down. Like, it did, this whole conversation did go down. Hold on. I'm looking it up right now. I'm trying to see for myself. They just took down. I don't know if it happened. It seems like it hasn't happened. It was just promoted.
Okay.
And then Ayab, the head of the that committee that he was a part of, put something out. He's like, I'm calling for a boycott. He said if they have chocolate hummus, I'm calling for a boycott. And he said he put up the thing, and this is UM Dearborn. I guess they put this up on either they put this up on their Instagram or their Twitter, but they said a non-POC cafe. The non-POC People of Color Cafe is a space for students that do not identify as persons of color to gather and to discuss their experience as students on campus and as non-POCs in the world. Hosted by the Center for Social Justice and Inclusion. Verbatim. They put this on their Twitter.
So
they put this on Twitter.
Yeah.
Facts. So, from my understanding, they were promoting it, but it wasn't done. I guess it was not done.
It did.
Because it was supposed to happen on Tuesday, so it did happen. Yeah.
It happened. So the original intent was to provide students from marginalized communities a space that allowed for them to exist freely without any normalize their lives and experiences, while also providing students that do not identify as persons of color the opportunity to deepen their understanding of race and racism without harming or relying on students of color to educate them. It said each session had a staff member as a facilitator, and we're told a total of 8 students participated.
Yeah. And yeah, I was wrong because I did read it in the article before. It was the events were actually held on Tuesday. So Tuesday is when this whole thing went down. And yeah, so they got their whole thing going, and people, I assume people attended and were a part of the conversation in this virtual cafe. Now, there was a lot of confusion because, of course, people are sitting there going, cafe, they automatically think that it's a physical, actual built, brick and mortar type of business where only whites can walk in and grab themselves a cup of joe. Unfortunately, that was not, obviously that wasn't the case. But people are stupid. And they shouldn't have done something like that. Yeah. That is a real thing.
Hindsight, 2020.
Yep.
Hey, 2020.
Hey.
2020. We're in 2020.
Hey. You know what I'm saying? But this is, like I said, this is the world we're living in. This is the world that we are living in. And it's sad. But like I said, that is the kind of stuff that shouldn't be happening. Oh, only whites only over here and people of color over here. And we're going to separate these conversations. We're not going to conduct these conversations together because we can't do that. God forbid. God forbid. Because we know for a fact all the white people are all, Proud Boys and white nationalists, and all are Trump supporters, and all the people of color are, Antifa and Black Lives Matter protesters. So we can't have them in the same forum because it'll just turn into a cluster F. That makes no sense. That is stereotyping like a mug, y'all. Like a mug. Shoot. Anyway. Oh, boy. Here we go. We got another story as well. This is something interesting. Remember, we've been talking about, we've talked about a few things in the past about tigers. I saw a tiger. Tiger saw a man. Anyway. A tiger is on the loose in Knoxville, Tennessee. A tiger's on the loose. Yeah. Where's Tiger
King?
From
like the zoo? Or like a personal, somebody's personal thing?
From my understanding from the zoo. I haven't read this. I'm going to be cold reading the hell out of this here shortly. But from my understanding, it is... Oh, no. This is just literally there's a tiger on the loose. So officials are, and I was going to say, where's Tiger King when you need him, right? Oh, he's locked up. But anyway, well, you can get Carol Baskin. Killed her husband, whacked him. Anyway, officials are searching for a tiger who was spotted in eastern Tennessee early Thursday. So earlier this morning, the Knox County Sheriff said, so Knoxville County Police said that there had been 3 reported sightings of the animal around 7 a.m. on Thursday. So overnight, officials said that they received multiple calls of possible sightings in the area around John Sevier Highway near Thorngrove Pike. Zoo Knoxville officials said that the zoo is not missing any tigers, and all tigers at the zoo were accounted for as of Thursday morning. So the sheriff's office said Wednesday that officials with Animal Control, Air Watch, and Tiger Haven, a big cat rescue out there, they're working on capturing the tiger that was last spotted by a deputy in the Forks of the River Industrial Park. So there's a tiger out there running free in Knoxville, Tennessee. Yee.
I mean,
wow. Where did the tiger? But the question is where did the tiger come from? If the zoo is going, nope, we all of our tigers are here. They're all here. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tigers. We got 9. They're all here. I don't know what you're talking about. But this one, out on the loose. Just out there. Just out there, y'all. Just out there.
I mean, that's scary.
That's really scary.
Because imagine, like, it's not like in like some small podunk town in the state. This is in like a main city.
This is really, mm-hmm.
And at least they got a crew of people going after it, right? So
I mean, that don't mean a damn thing, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the tiger's out there, out in the wild and all that stuff, and it's doing its thing, you think it's going to be really that easy to just wrangle a tiger? It's a mother-loving tiger, yo. It's a mother-loving tiger. Let me say that again. It's a mother-loving tiger. You know, this ain't a deer. This ain't a dog. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like where you go and it just comes over, you know, wagging its tail as soon as you say, I got a treat. And then it's like, my God. You know what I'm saying? Nope.
And it's not like somebody randomly said that they saw it and like no one else has seen it. This is from like one of the deputies said they saw it in like the industrial zone. Wait, do you think someone's messing with them? Think it's actually a tiger?
Oh, you think it's like a lie? Like a hoax?
I don't know. Like, or is someone messing with them? Is it not a tiger? Is it like, did someone paint their golden retriever? Or like
that'd be hilarious too. I mean, yeah, it could be. It could be a very big Saint Bernard. No, I'm sorry. If you see a tiger, you see a tiger. I'm sorry. Like, what do you like? How would somebody be able to go, no, that's not a real tiger. That's a dog painted as a tiger. You know what I'm saying? Like, a tiger is huge. That's a very big animal. You see something like that walking by, just sashaying around in the woods, just chilling. You're gonna tell me that's not a tiger. No, it's a tiger, man. No, that's insane. Like, there was a story about a kangaroo. We talked about it a while back. A kangaroo got out on the loose, and its owner, like, I don't know, somehow left his gate open or something crazy like that. And this kangaroo escaped and was just running down Florida, the streets of Florida, just hopping off, just hopping like crazy. I mean, here it is. People own the weirdest animals in the world, but isn't it illegal to own a tiger?
I
think it's illegal to own a tiger.
I don't know. I mean, Mike Tyson owned one, right?
Oh, good point.
Owning a pet tiger is considered legal or is unregulated in 8 states, all which have rather lax regulatory laws concerning animal rights in general. North Carolina, Alabama, Delaware, Nevada, Oklahoma, South Carolina, West Virginia, and Wisconsin. Tigers are surprisingly cheap to purchase as a pet. So
surprisingly cheap to own as a pet.
To purchase, not to own. I imagine feeding them is there, but in order to purchase a captive-born tiger in the U.S., you pay typically $900 to $2,500. That's like less than a purebred dog.
I'm done.
A full-grown tiger requires around 6,000 kilocalories of food a day, which is about 15 pounds of meat.
Yeah, that's a lot.
If we hear about one child missing a day, we know what's going on.
No kidding. Here it is. That's a lot of meat. That's a lot of meat. That's who wants to own a tiger? I'm sorry. If I owned a tiger, real talk, if I owned a tiger, the way I would never pet that thing. And when I'd feed it, I'd just be throwing the food, just like, you know what I'm saying? Go on, Simba, enjoy it. Just throwing it. I would not be petting the person. Nah, man, I'm good. I'm good on that. I'm not about that life. I am not about that life.
It says that a male tiger in the wild keeps a territory of around 40 square miles, while a female maintains around a 7 square mile of territory. A lot of people that end up buying tigers end up not realizing how much space they need for them. So the end result is that the tigers often live in decrepit squalor in tiny pens piled high with their own waste. Tigers living in these tiny pens will quite literally lose their minds, becoming hyper-aggressive and attacking anything that comes near their enclosure. And this has been shown off like in the past like 10 years.
Yeah.
There's been around 21 fatalities that have been attributed to big cats. There's an incident in Ohio in 2011 when a man released his tigers into the community before committing suicide.
I just, yeah, no, no. Here it is. No.
Tigers start showing up at the riots.
Bruh.
Be like,
reasons
is this
why.
Jumanji around here?
Yeah, no kidding.
What is going on?
Where's Robin Williams when you need him? You know what I mean?
Right? Man.
No, I'm good on that. No, see, that's the thing. That's the thing that doesn't make any sense. That's the reason why. That is the reason why tigers are supposed to be in the wild, and that is it. Why keep them all locked up? Because I'm telling you, they will come out and eat your ass. They will straight up eat you. You gonna be dead. It doesn't matter how wonderful and loving you are to it and how great it is and all that stuff. Siegfried and Roy, one of them got attacked savagely by one of their own, lions or tigers and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man, I ain't about that life. I ain't about that life. I'm serious, man. That is not cool. That is not, I ain't cool with that.
Ooh. In Tennessee, Class 1 felines, which are considered inherently dangerous, are lions, tigers, leopards, jaguars, cheetahs, and cougars, and may only be possessed by zoos, circuses, and commercial propagators. And so you have to have 2 years of experience, or 70% on a test, on this a certain test and handling is required. So yeah, if this was an individual, I imagine that they will be hit with a felony of some sort if they are found to have let their animal out, But Tennessee is the one place where you can't own them.
You can.
Cannot.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, yeah. So you got people on the hunt looking for Simba. Even though Simba and is the lion, but at the same time, it still works for me. So whatever. But yeah, I just, no. You won't see me in Knoxville, Tennessee. If I heard about that and I lived in Knoxville, Tennessee, I'm home. I'm chilling. I don't care. I mean, imagine you just walking into you need to go get some milk. You know what I'm saying? At a local grocery store. You're just getting out and all of a sudden you just see this thing running after you. Concrete jungle of Knoxville. You know what I'm saying? This ain't you in the woods putting yourself in harm's way. You're just chilling. You're walking into a mall and you just see this freaking thing running towards you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, that's freaky. That's freaky, man. And it's angry. It wants to be free because it is its natural need is to be free, to do what it wants any old time. And you can't even do that. Man, I'm good. And also, Mr. T12 said something about Tony the Tiger. I feel bad for Tony the Tiger because he's been stuck on a tiny ass box forever. You understand how angry Tony the Tiger is right now? He's not going, they're great. Not anymore.
Man, there's no meat in there at all.
None. Nothing but carbs. He's like, you think I eat this ish? Hell no. Give me a steak. Rare. In fact, those kids look kind of delicious.
They are great.
They're great. But you know what I mean? It's like, so think about it, y'all. That's crazy, bruh. That's crazy. Tiger out there. Lions and tigers. Lions and tigers.
Oh, my.
And bears. Oh, my.
You know, we've been hearing about bears. Now we've got tigers. I haven't heard about a lion yet. Has there been any lion sightings out there or anything like that? Nothing going on yet. Let's just wait a week. Maybe we can get the trifecta.
Wait a month. How about that? Wait a couple months. I'm sure there's going to be a lion on the loose. Watch for it. Yeah. Watch for it. That's going to be nutty. But that's real, y'all. That's real. We got to talk about this. We kind of talked about it yesterday, but we didn't get a chance because the internet was so trashy. The Kardashians have officially done. After 20 seasons, they have officially stepped down from the reigning queens of reality shows, and they will not be making more shows anymore. That is full-on facts. I know that Debbie said something earlier about it. She was like, she said, I'd call, but I'm still hurting over the Kardashians not doing any more seasons. Hopefully that's a joke, but I'll say this. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I am sorry. I am happy that they are canceling that god-awful show. That show is terrible. I get it. They were securing the bags. Congratulations to them. Make their monies. You know what I'm saying? Make it the monies. But at the same time, for me, nah. I feel like they were a really, really bad... a really, really bad representation of what women should be. That's what I think. Sorry for saying it like that, but I'm just going to keep it real. I don't think that they were bringing a positive representation of what women should be out here. They're fake. They're fake. And everything that they are is plastic. And I just don't, I never liked that show. And I said it yesterday on last morning's show, and I said, I've seen an equivalent of one episode out of the 20 seasons. You know what I mean? I've seen clips and stuff, so you can basically say for the past 20 seasons. So basically, like, they've been on the air for 20. No, they haven't been on the air for 20 years. That's insane. Have they been on the air for 20 years? 20 seasons. That's a lot of seasons. 20 seasons, though.
Like 10 years.
So they do 2 seasons a season? Two seasons a year?
You got a fall season and you got a winter. I don't know.
Maybe. Man, that's insane. But anyway. Mr. T12 said, bye, Felicia Kardashian. Bye. Debbie said it's not a joke. I'm devastated. Here it is. I understand that you're devastated. There's a lot of people that love the Kardashians. 13. That's a long time, though. So 13 years they've been doing this show and all that. Hey, I give them props for building the brands that they had. They utilized the platform in which they had to transcend their money, their businesses to a whole other level. I mean, you got Kim Kardashian, who's a billionaire now. You got some of the Jenner girls that are doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? Now you got Bruce Jenner is now Caitlyn Jenner. I mean, things have changed. You got Kanye, who's in there and is involved as well. I mean, you got all these kind of crazy things in there. But at the same time, for me, it's like, it just was not something that, it was not something that really made like something that I run with. I didn't like it. I think it was a BS show. It was trash.
It was the continuation of like Paris Hilton. It was the people being rich or famous because they were just famous.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like, wait, why are you famous? Like, and why are we idolizing you? And why are people, diving so much into your life? There's a source for the family says the family has been locked in an ongoing debate over the future of the show for months now. Kim has all the drama with Kanye West going on. He's refusing to put anything personal on the show, and it's increasingly difficult for Kim to find time to film the show. Kylie is making billions of dollars through her makeup line and product endorsements. She doesn't need the show, and like Kendall, has always struggled with fame and being in the spotlight. Filming the show meant having to be in LA with her family. Now she's free to fly off on holiday or follow Travis Scott on his next tour. I guess it sounds like Khloe Kardashian and Scott Disick are reportedly the two that are the most bummed about the show being canceled, saying that they're the only people who are upset are Khloe and Scott Disick. Khloe's tried to launch several spin-off shows, but none of them have been successful.
None.
And who knows how Scott will make money now that the show is being canceled. He loves flying in private jets and being treated like an A-list star. I can't see him flying commercial or paying his own way.
Wow. Well, here it is. Yeah, because Courtney, from my understanding, does not want anything to do with it, right? She wants to be out. She's done with that ish. And yeah, I don't know really much anything about Khloe except for the show, or that she was on the show. So, like I said, I'm not upset about it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't need to see, fake lips and butt injections all day long. It's just not my thing. Reality shows are just not my thing. So I don't really give a damn. They can do their thing, enjoy themselves, eat it up as much as they ate up their time in the sun. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They ate up their time. We'll see what happens with what they do later on. You know what I'm saying? And see what they do. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that they're going to be able to do something more. You never know. Maybe it's a spin-off for Khloe, or a spin-off for Kim, or a spin-off for Scott, or whatever. I mean, people still literally eat up that show. Like, they eat up that show. There are people who literally live their lives according to the Kardashians. It's insane. So I'm sure they're going to figure out another angle for sure. So good luck with them. But yes. Bon voyage, keeping up with the Kardashians.
Right. It'll be the Kanye West wing.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be hilarious. The Kanye West wing. Oh my God, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
That'll be a nice one.
Yes.
He'll be on TV at some point in time.
Oh, give it time. Give it a little bit of time. Like, right now he's doing his thing. We'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Scott, Mr. T12 said, Scott, really? Imagine how Rob feels. He has been ignored in the shadow of the sisters and mom's success. That's true.
I thought he just didn't want to be involved with it for a long time, and he never wanted to be in the show. And then didn't he come out with some socks? He came out with a sock line.
He has a sock line, and he's doing his thing now. But but he had his own show too. It was like a show with Black China, his baby mama, and him, and it was just insane as well. I don't know. He like I said, I just know a little bit. I don't know a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? So Godspeed to them and their show. May it rest in peace. And thank you so much for showing us what the real fakeness looks like. Mm-hmm. That's all I got to say. You know what I mean? That's it, But anyway, that wraps up the show, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, being a part of the conversation. I will be on tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will be taking in Skype calls like I did last night, which was really, really fantastic. So if you haven't done it yet, not hit that subscribe button. Yeah, hit that subscribe button, but definitely Skype in with me tomorrow. Be sure to be sure to download Skype so that you can Skype in and have a conversation with me live on the show tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I will be setting up that live Zoom chat full on for everyone to jump in and be a part of the conversation as well. I want to see as many people come in and be a part of the Zoom call Friday night. That's going to be absolutely amazing. The funny thing is tomorrow is September 11th. It is 9/11. So I do have some stories to tell you guys in regards to my experience dealing with 9/11 firsthand in New York City. So we'll be talking about that tomorrow, of course. But tonight, go and download Skype And be sure to be ready to Skype in with me tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Anyway, it's time to get going. Jack, thank you so much for being on.
Yeah, man. Good to see you.
All right, guys. I'll see you guys tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. Have a wonderful rest of your day. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.
Hey, take off Ms. Feinberg, I'd really appreciate it if you would close your legs.
Do you find it distracting?
Power, respect. The festival is crazy in the streets. Deception, the fakers and leaks. Entertainers are trucking for tweakers and losing their suckers and nothing unique. All of us under surveillance. People so feeling they made it. Half of them stumbling around and they faded. They live in the world that's degraded for people that's constantly hated.
But you see how he makes these S's in his body right here? That's where he's hanging on, and then he's moving forward with the locomotion of his ribs. That is classic Missouri rat snake right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab him before he gets into a hole. Now, these snakes are not biters. They won't bite as long as you don't squeeze them. If you just stop them like this, it'll freeze them, and then you just gently pull them back. As long as you don't squeeze them, they won't bite.
Yo, Mike, what's up, man?
Guy? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, so Sugar Fire.
Yeah.
Fully open, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much open. So you can't sit inside yet. Monday you can sit inside a little bit. We'll have 25% of the tables inside, and then we're letting it rip outside.
So I know that there's a lot of people really concerned about staying safe and all of that.
No,
so what are you guys doing in regards to that?
Well, and we have extra people to clean and rub everything down all the time. Everybody inside's wearing masks. And we have little stickers on the ground so everyone can stay 6 feet apart.
Right on.
The tables are all spaced out, inside and outside.
Sugar Fire, open in full effect right now. They're staying healthy, they're staying clean. Go get you a rack of ribs. Sugar Fire, open right now.
Thanks.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.